Here in the heart, here in the heart, here in the heart space. Here in the heart, here in the heart, here in the heart space.
Hello and welcome to Fairy and Flame. My name is Catherine Kamsey.
And I'm Kasey Hodges, and together we're building up the collective consciousness of our world, one pod at a time.
Now, I know I always say this, and I always get excited about every pod, but I genuinely do. And today we have a very esteemed guest. Her beautiful self, Kasey Hodges, is going to be the guest today. And the reason why is because I really wanted to sit down and have a chat to her about her ayahuasca journey. So we're going to dive into why she did it, what it was like, all the experiences, the journey. So really Kasey, kick it off. Tell us all about it.
Well, first of all, let me say, this is, I haven't even talked to a lot of my friends or family about it yet. So,
newsflash.
Yeah. So this is going to be the first time a lot of people are hearing that I went on this journey. And so I want to say before we get started, thank you for supporting me while I was gone.
Oh, of course.
And I couldn't have done it without you and JT kind of holding down the fort for me. So thank you so much.
Oh,
it took a lot of time out of my life. I mean, it was 4 days, but
well, you always pour into so many people all the time. So that was just a gift back to you. So,
and then the second thing that I want to say is this experience was extremely personal, and we're going to share a lot of things today, but for the sake of people that I love, and actually people that I love more now, I'm going to leave out a lot of the traumatic details.
Yes.
But just so that everyone knows, this is a plant medicine, and the purpose of the plant medicine is to help with trauma. So.
Right. Well, I think that's a really good place to start because, obviously you and I have been on this journey with the pod and we're learning stuff and we know stuff. And I don't want anybody that's watching, if you don't know about it, for example, like my sister, she'd be like, what's that? So I think that's a really good place to start to explain, it is what it is, why people do it, and a little bit more about that, sort of the 101.
Yeah, I'm not a professional by any means, but just to give everybody a little background about the medicine. So ayahuasca is grown in the jungles of South America. It looks like a really pretty vine that's braided like your hair. And the actual medicine itself is the pure plant. So it's a portion of the vine and then a portion of the leaf. And those are brewed into a tea. That is the very basic explanation of it. So it's not unlike actually any other plant medicine teas like chamomile or lavender.
Right.
Except that instead of maybe having some lighter effects, it's more of a jackhammer.
Slightly heavier effects than lavender. Which I think, that's a really good point you make. Plants are healing. And that's something I always talk about what my mum said, what my dad said, but it's true. My mum would always say there's a plant for everything and God put everything here on our earth to heal us.
That's right.
We just need to educate ourselves better. And I think we all are, everybody, the collective, as it were, is we are all learning that more and more. And especially with tea ceremonies and, that's becoming not just a sort of a more
essential oils.
It's just a normal thing in England. Tea is, it's impossible to walk into anybody's house without being offered a cup of tea. Yeah. Like it's impossible.
Well, and I would say probably that's very similar about ayahuasca in South America. It's been used for centuries and centuries, and frequently, a lot more frequently than probably here, that to help people get through things and see clear energy and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I didn't know that. So there you go. Learn something new every day.
I know.
So what was your, obviously we all know that you did your psilocybin.
I love that we're doing this, by the way. Like, I'm really taking it seriously that I'm the guest right now.
I know. I'm thinking, I haven't got some questions.
And I would have to look at my notes. So
you just dive in there and I'll distract while you're checking them out. What made you want to do it? Now, we know all about, obviously, the psilocybin journey that you did. We've had Christine.
Well, not everybody probably does. I spoke about the psilocybin journey in episode, I can't remember, Christine Thompson. Yeah, so it was, I think, 3. If you guys want to go back and listen to that.
I just assume everybody is like avidly listening to every pod. What?
Not even JT.
Okay. Oh, here goes JT again. Okay, so yes, psilocybin, you did it with Christine. We obviously interviewed. And then from that, it really was life-changing for you.
Oh, yeah.
There was, 1,000 things we could talk about. But, obviously, we're sat here because of that journey and the way you pivoted your life completely. So you had that in your life. You did that. You went on that journey. What then made you want to go and do ayahuasca?
What made me want to do ayahuasca? Oh, well, first of all, I thought I was never going to do it because you hear so many trauma stories about it. And so I was scared. But so whenever you go into these ceremonies, they call the space that it's held in the container, and the people that serve it are part of that container. And so I'm very, very close to the people who served the medicine and created the space for us to have the medicine. So one, safety Kasey felt very safe. Two, I don't know how to describe this except for there was something, just an inner knowing that I knew I wasn't going to like get to the next level or get what I wanted until I went to her, which the nickname for ayahuasca is grandmother. So you'll hear a lot of times refer to her as she carries a feminine energy too, the plant does, because of the way that it unwraps everything. So there's not a lot of fight with the plant. It's just a lot of there's a lot of love with the plant.
It's almost nurturing as a woman would.
Yes,
yeah.
It's very wise. I would say the word gentle, but it's not gentle, but there is a gentle kind of essence to it. So, but anyway, what made me want to do ayahuasca was that there was an inner knowing that I needed to know more, and that I needed to get through something, and that there was something that was blocking me from getting to where I needed to go. I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah.
But it's right. A lot of people say it calls you, and you get the call.
Yeah.
Well, I got the call.
Yeah. And it's funny because whenever you say that, I mean, first of all, I always think about Frozen, and it calls me, and I want to sing that song. I won't, don't worry. But whenever people say it's me, I literally get like a no, like it's not for me.
Yeah.
Apart from today when we had a chat on your, we're having a chat on your bed.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and it was like, maybe. I got a maybe today. So that's interesting that you get those. I think anybody watching this now or listening, you'll have your own discernment as to how you feel about it, if it's for you or not.
This pod, I want to be careful though, because it's not to promote ayahuasca
Absolutely
at all.
Not, no.
Medicine can be found in all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
You can take a walk through the woods, and that could be your medicine.
Yeah.
Or you can meditate or pray. I love to pray.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer is part of my medicine. Yoga, working out, that could be part of your medicine. Eating a good, hearty, clean vegetable soup could be medicine. So this isn't for everybody. In fact, going into this journey, I did a lot of vetting with the people that were holding space for it. And so they take that very seriously.
Yeah.
What am I coming into it with? Where am I at in my life? I've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I think that helps.
Yeah. And also it's important. And again, I'm speaking just from the things that you've told me. It's really important with who you're sitting with as well, because you're really in connecting your energies as you do. You say you become the people that you hang around with the most. And when you go on a journey like that, you're actually sitting in those spirit self energies.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that, because I put a lot of trust in, they call I have to say this correctly. The people that serve, what are the names? It's the Ayahuasca. I'm gonna butcher that. And then I can't remember the name of it, but there's a name for the people that are serving it. And when I went into that room, I didn't know any of the people in there. I knew the people serving, but I didn't know my other participants. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a really vulnerable place to be. And by the way, I want to get this out, but yes, there is purging. It's in the physical sense. Not everyone does it, but yes, I shit my pants. Yes, I pissed my pants. Yes, I vomited. Yes, I was on my period. Like all the things that could happen, textbook happened. But this sounds so wild, but there was like a beauty in it, because it is a release. Yeah. And there was a lot of stuff that I had to release.
What did you describe it as? A spiritual enema? Is that what you said?
Yeah, a colonic, a spiritual colonic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, colonic. I get those mixed up because they're baby things, but yeah.
Same.
Okay. Yeah. Same but different. Okay. So we know why. So tell us how what happens for somebody that's never done it before. You get there. I know that you were really anxious the week before.
Yeah. So going into it the week before, I was a mess, and I ride a pretty calm center line.
Yeah.
So I was crying, I was emotional, I was calling my friends, I was scared. And I thought to myself, gosh, I know this is going to be big, because this is wrecking me this week, which made me it actually made me want to do it more because I was like, I got to get through whatever this is. And I do such a good job at packing everything down. I kind of gave you the analogy of like a pipe.
Yeah.
And that's clogged. And you have to keep operating. You have to keep getting up every day and getting the kids to school and doing all the things. But my pipe was clogged. And so when I got there the very first night, I'll just kind of explain to you, everyone's in a circle and it's in complete darkness. So we started around 8:00 at night and went till about 3 a.m. And just so everyone's clear, this is a plant medicine. It's not a drug.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't something that is intended, is not like, it doesn't have like an addictive element to it whatsoever.
Okay.
But we were in darkness and we took the medicine, and I, having taken psilocybin, I knew that there was an element of receiving. You get like, that's kind
You
of,
have to accept it.
you have to accept it and let it in. So I knew that was coming and I let it in. And the first part of my journey was it cut like a knife. It's like, you have to love yourself. And I went in with an intention of trust. Like, I want to find the trust in the truth. And it was like, you can't trust until you love yourself. And the medicine, which this is going to also sound strange, but the medicine is really you talking to you.
Okay.
So
your higher consciousness talking to you.
It's not like this, other being or whatever.
Right.
It's you speaking to you, but you're speaking to yourself without any of the junk, right? It's just the purest form.
No fear, no anxiety.
No fear, no anxiety. It's just the purest form of yourself having a conversation with yourself. And the medicine said, you know what? JT loves you more than you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you're going to pass this wound on. So like, you have to love yourself. And so I'm like holding myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. But there's a difference in telling yourself you love yourself and then really embodying the feeling of what it means to love yourself, because trust and love are just like holding hands. So, and by the way, the fairies came in. It was
of course
really
they
funny.
did. I sent them just FYI.
They came in the beginning and I was like, whoa, too soon. You guys come back later.
How did they receive that?
They were like, okay, and there's never just one.
Never one. No, why would you want to be on your own?
So then after I went through that, I realized I was getting stuck because it wasn't enough for me to tell myself that I love myself. There was something that was stuck. And so in the mix of the ceremony, I had to ask for help. And I had it was a lot of resistance that I had in my body to verbalize what it was that needed to be released. And that was the help of the women that I had with me that night.
And what does that look like when they're helping you through that?
Oh, well, are we ready for that? All 4 of these women are healers. And I know what a healer is because my grandmother was a healer. My mom's a healer. My other grandmother was a healer. So my grandmother was actually a healer in church. She literally healed people at the altar. My grandmother on my dad's side was more of a traditional healer, of a grandmother who would just like make you good food and hug you and cuddle you, but still a healer,
of course,
right? And then my mother's a healer. She mothers everyone and has a way of how she is so unconditionally loving and non-judgmental to be able to heal people through conversation and also food and stuff. So all 4 of these women were using their individual skills to heal me. So one of them is actually all of them are energetic healers, but they all I'll just say this, they all had their different strengths that were applied to my situation. One was more of like indigenous healing, through shakers and rattles and things like that, and prayer, and then there was another one that was more of a physical healer that was there, and then there was another one that was just a mother, and that energy of mother, being a mother is healing, and then there was another energy that was very just celestial.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was healing in that way. So I go through this process. I'm in this bathroom, letting it all out. And when I finally verbalized what it was that I was holding on to, which was an attachment to fear, which was attachment to a childhood experience, that release, that was what it was that I needed to then love myself again. Or I guess love big Kasey. Little Kasey.
Acknowledge what happened and move past
it. Yes,
and
move past it. And I say that because when you have that release, and if it's attached to a relationship or an event or something like that, you come out of it with so much gratitude and love for the person that brought you that feeling of whether it was fear or anxiety or shame or control or whatever it was, because that taught you something. It taught you resilience. It taught you survival. It taught you how brave you are. It taught you how strong you are. It taught you how big you can love if you can love the person that doesn't love themselves.
Right.
And so it was, I have my honorary bucket bruise from hitting my fucking head over and over again on the bucket. They finally convinced me to put pants on, that I wasn't
Just a normal Saturday night for Kasey.
Yeah, exactly. And I got back into the ceremony room and I thought to myself, I am never fucking doing that again.
Oh.
That was sheer terror.
Did you sort of come out of it then after that?
You do. You come out. It's a round trip ticket.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Okay.
So I came out of it. And
how long were you in that? Like walking around without your pants?
Well, first of all, time is, as we all know, irrelevant.
Okay.
So it could have been 2 minutes. It could have been 2 hours.
just don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
Okay.
Now the ceremony is anywhere from 4 to 6 hours.
Okay, got it. All right.
And they did tell me that I had to come back for the end of the ceremony.
Okay.
So I come back into the room, sit down. And by the way, no one knows
what
or is paying attention because they're all doing their own thing, which is very symbolic of life because no one gives a fuck everyone thinks everyone cares about what you're doing and everyone only cares about what they're doing.
Exactly.
It's a big lesson.
Yeah.
And so I took a shower and got lots of hugs and I just had so much gratitude in the moment, which sounds so crazy, but it really reinforced my belief in human beings and in the fact that we are all way more similar than we are not. So went to bed and that was about 3:30. And then an hour and a half later, I woke up and I was still purging and I was in sheer panic because in my mind, it should have been over.
I was feeling a bit panicky then.
Yeah.
I breathed through that one. Yep.
Everyone's asleep.
Oh no.
You know.
Oh no.
So I had a really sweet roomie
horrible.
friend and I woke her up and I said, she's back. Grandmother's back. And there was something that I had to work through that was very fundamental to the rest of my journey. And that was, and I will tell this, even though it is a bit personal, but when I was in college, I indulged too much in an actual drug.
Right.
And I had a really scary experience. It scared me straight into not trying things again to the extreme opposite end, which is where I got my nickname grandmother and safety Kasey. But that trauma doesn't go away. Trauma makes an imprint on our bodies no matter how much therapy, and I shouldn't say that because I think therapy does work for a lot of people. For me, I don't think I would have got to where I got right now without that experience that I just had through therapy or herbs or meditation or prayer because I do all that anyway. Yeah. So what happened was they had to go get my people, my women and bring them back up. And then we had to go through another process.
Here's Kasey.
Right. The problem child.
Yeah.
Actually, I got the gold star. It's funny how the reverse, the messiness is so beautiful and intended. But anyway, she did some energetic healing on me and I had to verbalize what it was, the fear that was attached to it. Ayahuasca goes in order of priority. So what it's going to do, it's going to start with what is most important for you to energetically release. Right. And so it was the trauma, some of the childhood trauma that I had to release. And then it was the idea that this plant medicine was a drug that I had to release.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I had to remove the idea of those two being the same because they're different.
Yeah, totally different.
And she had to show me that.
Yeah.
The next day I wake up and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to just sneak out and
I'm going home
thanks, guys. I'm going home. And I was so scared. I walked past that ceremony room and I wouldn't even step foot in it. People are just journaling and coming into their morning and drinking tea. And I'm thinking, how do I get out of here?
Were you really thinking, I'm not going to do it again? You sort of decided.
Yeah, I decided I wasn't going to do it again.
Were you
and they gave me sovereignty. They were like, you can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Were you more scared the week leading up to it or that day after you'd done it?
Both.
Okay.
because if the timelines, it was the same timeline.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I laid in bed and I was trying to think of all the things to convince myself to stay, my daughters, because one of the things that was revealed to me is that the trauma that we take with us gets passed down and
Right.
passed down.
Yeah,
and
it's
passed down.
generational.
It's generational, right? So I'm going to do it for my daughters. That's why I was like, okay, I'm doing it for the girls. I don't want them to fear anything. I want them to love themselves. And then I was like, I'm going to do it for JT because I've got to love myself in order for him to be able to receive as much love as he's giving me. And I was going through all these scenarios to convince myself to stay. And all of a sudden, it just clicked. It came back. I was like, duh, I have to do this for myself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was the whole point of the
of
first
it.
fucking night, Kasey. Like it was,
Yeah.
you know, is that this isn't for anyone but me.
Yeah, just you.
You got to get back on the horse.
Yeah.
So I had the conversation with my ayahuasca, if I'm saying that right. And we decided that, you know, we were going to dial back a little bit on the amount of medicine that night. So the second night was totally different and beautiful. And it's, you know, it was unbelievable. I put the bow on my experience and they take you through integration the next day of like talking things out. And one of the things that I want to mention, we talked about this in the bed, was we were laying in bed earlier, is that
we don't sleep together, just
No.
so just I want to just put that in there just in case. JT walks in, he's very annoyed that
we
I
were
had
in the
my
bed
feet all
with
over
the
his side of the
dogs.
bed with
Yeah.
my little dog with his little broken legs. So
Yeah.
just to, like, we weren't sleeping together. We don't wake up together.
No.
We don't.
even though it
Yeah.
does feel like that
It does
sometimes.
feel like that.
Someone said to me, one of my friends said to me, I would never do it with all those people I didn't know. I'd have to do it private. And
Wow.
I was like, well, I could see, you know, at the time I was like, I could see how, you know, you wouldn't want to like show all that in front of everybody. But then what I realized when you go into that room the next day and you start sharing with everybody,
Yeah, it's important.
it's important. But then you see another storyline for yourself and another storyline. All of us are dealing with the same shit.
We're all dealing with the same stuff. And also, I think that you get put in the same path as people that are having the same experience as you or have had an experience that you're about to have, because we're all here learning lessons like we did on the bed today.
Yeah.
You know, Kasey was saying something and I was like, I've just realised these parallels in my daughter's life and your life and my mum's life and all sorts of things. And it's all, you know, there's a reason that we're all connected.
Yes.
It's fascinating.
The fear comes in to show, like, let me back up a little bit. In the 3D world, we see all the differences and that perpetuates the fear, right? And that perpetuates the chaos and the control. That's the darkness.
Yep.
Difference is darkness.
Yeah.
For us to see how we're more similar than different is where the light comes in
Oh, that's beautiful.
and the love comes in. So for me to be in that room with all of those very intimate strangers and us all sharing, that was super important for the integration process.
Yeah.
For me to see their story.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman that was in there, I'll just call him Nathan, and he got sober, I think it was like 3 years ago, from drugs and alcohol, but in the process of that had lost friends. Putting that in quotation marks for all those listening.
Yeah.
And he was very lonely. And so when you have a vacuum or a hole like that, you fill it up with something else. So he filled it up with watching the news and social media and all the bickering and fighting. And so then he just filled it up with anger and frustration. And I don't know that everyone knows this, but Kat and I stopped drinking last October. You stopped drinking in January, which is such a gift and a blessing. Thank you for being my partner in sobriety.
Oh, I mean, we didn't even plan to do it together. No. It's funny because I decided to do it. I just was sick of it. It was stealing so much time and joy from my life, actually, the next day. That's what I was finding. So, and I didn't make a big decision, like, I'm not going to do it. It just sort of happened. But really it was from having you as a strength, really, not even knowing it, you know, just in the background. Yeah. We didn't even really talk about it, did we? It's funny. Just like, oh, well,
yeah.
You know, it's
and
funny
I still don't talk
works.
about it, to be honest, because I still like to go to parties and watch people pour me a drink. And I'm like, they still think I'm drinking. They
Yeah.
still think I'm fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't know you're really boring and in bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Texting me about cards that we pulled.
Yeah. It just reinforces the fact that I am fun without
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Which drives JT crazy. No, I'm kidding. He's all for it. But so anyway, he's telling the story about being lonely and not having any friends, and then fighting all the bots online that are nagging him every day. And I could not that I'm not saying I still have I love my friends and I still have a lot of friends, but I think what's happened with my sobriety is that it's created space for a lot of new friends and new energy to come in. And that has been such a gift. And so if you look at the loss as a gift, because there's a lot of people in this world that look at loss and they get frustrated and they, oh, woe is me and blah, blah, blah. But it really took him having to have that experience to realize that was true God intervening in his life to make space. And what he had done was he kind of filled it with the wrong thing. But his weekend was showing him how many people, like he walked away with 13 new friends.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. But he would have never done that had he never gotten sober and lost all of his old friends.
I mean, there's the beauty, there's the lesson, there's the thing that you came here to learn. I know when you start tying all these little things up and the little loose ends and you have that realization that we came here to learn the lessons. I guess that book, like that book that what's that book? I love that book. I know I mention it all the time. The one about the gratitude run, the little boy in heaven. Oh, I need to have somebody to forgive.
We need to remember what the full title of that book is. It's like The Soul in the Sun or something. Yeah.
And it's, you come here to learn the lessons because that's how you evolve. So once you remember that is amazing. But when you see that play out and you sort of like finish and then you get to the end of that story and you're like, now I get to go and do something else. Now there's another lesson or another path to go down or another timeline I can jump into. So, and I think that's what, from everything that you've said, that's what it does for you. It's like you say, I'm not a therapy person either. I've had all sorts of things happen to me and it didn't work for me, probably does for other people. But what this does, from what you're saying, is it gets you there quickly and with a very, very clear understanding of why, which is lovely.
I'm still not there. I want to be clear that like this is a marathon that just doesn't have a finish line.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm so grateful that I got to let some of that baggage go this weekend.
Yeah.
And I've made a huge space and a huge channel for so much new creativity and energy that I am so excited for this pod, for you, for me. I wrote something down. Because I think I'm better reading it than saying it, but I do. I just want to say this is I was journaling before this episode. So the bravest expression of love is love for yourself and the people who are busy, the people who are buying, the people who are intentionally filling their calendar and their closet are the people who are avoiding loving themselves. We live in such a space of clutter and chaos right now. And we watch we see it, you and I see it happen all the time. And we do it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you can't help it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of our learning.
The person that has a heroin habit in poverty is no different than the person who has a habit of like never sitting down and keeping themselves busy.
Yeah.
They're both distracting themselves and avoiding their truth with two different substances.
Yeah. 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 Like you say, anything can be your medicine and anything can be your Achilles heel, as it were. So you've got to figure that out.
Don't judge. I have friends who they keep these really busy schedules with school and kids and vacations and events and da 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 da, and that is so so overwhelming, right? And they're taking everyone along with them at the same time, because they're pulling all the parts of their people and lives and friends with them. And what they're not doing is they don't have it's brave to sit. It's brave to be quiet.
Yeah, it's hard to be quiet. I find that, I would say, almost impossible.
It's courageous to make space.
Yeah. And then sorry to interrupt,
Go
but I
ahead.
was just thinking about my little bear because my little dog broke both of his legs this week, which was devastating. But, you know, if you don't find that space, sometimes something will come along and it'll make you have the space. Like this week I've sat with him, and I never do this. I'm always busy, but I've sat with him and I watched a movie, and I sat with him and I have to feed him by hand, and I have no other option other than to just sit and be and talk to him. I'm not saying that, you know, if you don't do something, your dog's going to break both its legs. But, you know, life has a way of, if you've come here to learn lessons, this is what I think, you've come here to learn the lessons. If you're not learning them, if you're not doing the work, then something's going to come along and slap you in the face and make you stop. It's like people that, my little sister never sits down. She's always busy. And I'm like, if you don't sit down and give yourself an afternoon, or let me take the kids, or do something, life's going to come and make you sit down.
Yeah.
You know? And so I say that to her all the time. And I think that's what's happened to me a little bit with him.
I can imagine that if you don't do it and you get to this place, like when you're older and you have to be forced to sit down.
Yes.
And
That's
then
so
think
true. I
about
never thought
how
about that.
overwhelming it would be if you're first time in your life, you're finally sitting down at 90 years old because you can't walk and you can't get up. And then holy fuck, having to deal with all of that.
Oh God. No wonder they're grumpy, some old people. Not mentioning any names. My dad. Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's very, yeah, that's crazy. That's very that's a sobering thought. I don't want to deal with all my shit then. Imagine
how,
though, yeah.
how are we doing on time?
We're good.
Okay.
We've got another good old 5 minutes, I reckon,
Okay.
to talk about stuff.
One other thing too, I just wanted to, I wrote this down as well. So if you can't love yourself, you can't trust yourself. If you can't trust yourself, you will never get to a place of peace. We will never get to a place of peace.
I need to lie down after this one. It's a lot of relevant.
Sorry, I'm getting really Sagittarius philosophical on everybody. It gets,
I
you know what?
mean-
I saw something the other day that said the most annoying trait about a Sagittarius is how philosophical they are.
That's true. And I can't even sell it. I can't even say it or spell it. So it's definitely not a Leo trait.
So let me just unpack that real quick for myself, because this is therapy doing this after doing that. What I realized by not loving myself was that I wasn't listening to myself because I didn't believe myself, because I wasn't feeling loving myself. I know that sounded really redundant. I have so much to give. I have so much power.
Oh, yeah.
I have such clear intuition. My discernment is my like, that's the thing that I can go to all the time. And that wasn't anybody else making me feel that way. That was me making me feel that way, which is, again, going back to what the ayahuasca does, is it brings up all these little things that have happened through your life that maybe have rearranged or remolded that idea of who you think you are. And when you and I started this pod, I had a lot of anxiety about getting in front of a camera, about trusting my words, trusting it was going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, or being in the spotlight. It was something that wasn't a natural
I didn't think I
thing for you.
deserved to be in the spotlight.
Oh. But you do, and you're so good at it. And that's what's so amazing about doing this pod, because I remember when we first sat down and we did, you do your little bit, that's fine. Let me just tell you how my view of that, because I'm the complete opposite of you. Leo, but also my mum, my whole life has always said, everyone's jealous of you. So I love myself so much. It was annoying and a joke almost, like, to everyone around me. And really believing to my core that everybody either wanted to be me or wanted to be with me, and would actually feel sad for them if they didn't. I mean, general feelings of like, I'm sorry, you're not me. Like, I mean, that was the foundation that my mum gave me. So that was brilliant. And when we first sat down, and obviously did loads of TV hosting and stuff like that. So I've had all of my edges knocked off and fear and all of that knocked out. So for me doing this bit, the sitting down is the easy bit for me. And I remember sitting down the very first one and I was like, this is going to be, I'm well, she's nervous. I didn't like, you couldn't even process it because it just not nervous at all. And I thought, oh, probably, you know, it'll be all right because I can hold it. And then we did it, and you were like 1,000 times better than me.
Stop.
And
Oh,
no, but
God.
you were. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
We're a team.
I'm not being nice. I'm just being honest because we're so different.
Yeah.
Like I mean, anybody that, you know, obviously if you're watching them every week and listening, you know, anyone that your questions are so more, they're just different. They're different.
Yeah.
It's different. You're coming from a completely different planet almost than the sort of things that I think about and the questions that I ask, which is why it works so beautifully together. And it's impressive, and it's been impressive to watch you do that, because when the spotlight, and I've seen you in those moments, like now when you're upset or you're anxious, and I'm like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. And then 9 times out of 10, the spotlight goes on. I fluff something, and you're really good at it. I mean, I'm not knocking myself because it doesn't bother me, because I still really love myself. I'm not thinking, oh, she's better than me, because I still think I'm really good. But what I'm saying is, you know, you are so
Stay
much
in the
more.
camera.
You're so much. Well, I'm trying to make it about you, not about me. You're so
We're losing ourselves in the moment. That's why it's easy to move out of camera. Go ahead.
You're so good at that, and you're so impressive, and you're so brilliant in the spotlight. And actually, when I actually get strength from you from that. So, which is even though you
thank you.
You have the anxiety moments,
Yeah,
in the before, and I don't. I think mine happens like a second before I speak, and then that's when I'm like, you go first.
You've been able to pull me along that way, and I so appreciate it. And what now I believe is that I can do it, and I believe and trust myself now that this is what I was meant to do. Yeah. So.
And we needed each other, because I couldn't have done all the behind the scenes. You are all the behind the scenes stuff. I sit here and I'm your seat girl, and you turn the cameras on and you do the mics, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but it's all right. And then I'm just watching the edit, and I'm like, okay, I'm just making some egg on toast. What can I do? Can I run any errands for you?
No, we definitely have our yin and yang, and it works. So the last little thing I want to say is that this pod's about the collective consciousness. And we've gone into this pod saying that our goal is like, we want to lift this energy on earth, right? We want to share, not in a way to make people think that we're better, we know something that they don't know or anything like that, but we really just want everyone to feel the love. And so when I say love yourself, and again, you have to embody it, you have to experience to really feel it, because I am an example of that. Loving yourself is trusting yourself. Trusting yourself is where you find the peace. And if you find the peace, that ripple effect of your peace, it'll spread out to so many more people. So I hope this pod today was medicine for more than just me. And God, I can't wait to see where this all goes.
Oh no, I'm so excited.
Thank you for sitting across from me today.
Oh, and thank you. I love you too. And I loved sitting on JT's side of the bed and discussing this pod. And also, I feel like I've been on the journey with you. And I think is the gift of ayahuasca as well, because you get to share it. So thank you so much.
All right.
And with that,